This 1933 MG-J2 has been restored to within an inch of its life, and I've talked to the owner of this car a number of times, and it would be great to see if we could just talk to him briefly. Next to it we have a 32 J2 Midget. This car was here last year. Just gorgeous machines, and really the beginning of sports cars, I suppose, for the masses. But you can see that this little J2 raced at Donington Park in 1933. Car races back then were a lot different, that's for sure. We're at the 2015 Intermarque Car Show in Osseo, Minnesota. I'm with Gary Krakowski and his 1933 MG-J2. Gary, briefly, just tell us a little bit about the car. I know that you restored this car. Tell us a little bit about it. When did you get it? Tell us a little bit about it.
I got the car about 7 years ago from a collector in Des Moines, Iowa. He had the car shipped over in the early 80s as a restoration project, but never really got to it because he had too many other projects going on. When the car arrived, it had to be totally disassembled all the way down, every nut and bolt, and then restored. The paint was done when I was going to paint school at Hennepin Tech in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. It was a long project. It took about 2.5 years. The upholstery was completed by a company in Robbinsdale called Diamond Interiors.
Well, thank you for bringing it out. It's such a gorgeous machine, and it's neat to see some early pre-war MGs here, and I suppose these are the two.
That's Jack Snyder's black one. That's a 1 year newer, or older. This is a
32.
32.
Yeah. What do you drive it? Where do you live? How did you get it here?
Yeah, I trailered it. I'm only about 10 miles from here, but it was already on the trailer, so we just brought it over on the trailer.
So we saw pictures of the 32 racing at Donington Park in 1932 or thereabouts, and it's interesting I go to Elkhart Lake to the vintage races in the fall, and when I see this class, the pre-war class, I think 45 or 50 miles an hour hopped up is about what they're doing.
Well, they'll do quite a bit better than that. They'll go, if you have it set up right and if you have a supercharger, you could probably go 80 miles an hour, but that would be top end. With the new crankshafts that we can put in them now, they will hold up. The crankshafts, the old ones, had a tendency of wobbling and breaking, but the new ones with a billeted crank and a supercharger, you could go 80 without any trouble.
Well, it looks like just a ton of fun, and thanks so much for restoring this car to this level and for bringing it out. It's always so important to keep records and take pictures when you're restoring a car so you can see what it looked like before and after, and during, for that matter. Just, you see the amount of work that it takes to do this. It all has to come apart, and it all has to go back together. Just gorgeous. We're lucky there are guys with the time and money who want to do it, and these are just such neat little cars. Wonderful machine.